If you want to learn how to make an awesome YouTube channel banner, then this video is for you. I'm going to show you the 4 things that you absolutely have to include in your YouTube channel banner and how to do it for free. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video so you don't miss any of those strategies. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Coach Ron Lyons, and on this channel I give you the latest tips and strategies that I've learned to grow on YouTube. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe and click that bell notification so you don't miss out on the latest tips to get more views to your videos and make money on YouTube. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you step by step the 4 things you have to do to make an awesome YouTube channel banner to get more views and subscribers, but to do it absolutely free. So in order to show you exactly how to make that awesome YouTube channel banner, we've got to go hop on my computer, so let's go. Here we are in my computer and we are on Canva. Canva.com is totally free to use. I'll put a link down in the description below. And if we take a look at the pricing, you can see here, it is free forever. You get 8,000 plus free templates, 100 plus design types, hundreds of thousands of free photos and graphics. Definitely an awesome application to use just with the free photos and graphics, and there's videos as well. I do have the pro version. I pay $9.95 per month, paid yearly, which is about 120 bucks. If you don't have 120 bucks to pay up front, it is $12.95 billed monthly. But you can do the free version. I did that for probably a year before I moved up to the paid version. So I'll show you exactly what you get in Pro. There's a couple of really cool things that you can do that really make it worth it if you're creating a lot of content. And so if we go into Canva, you can see here, I'll just show you real briefly. These are all the different templates, presentations, Facebook covers, animated social media, cards, invitations, Instagram stories, resumes, brochures, business cards. I actually did my business cards through Canva. You create the design, they have a template for you, and then they make it and deliver it to you. YouTube thumbnails, I'll do a video tutorial on how to use Canva to make some really cool thumbnails, and all kinds of, literally thousands. If you go into, let's go into create a design, and let's just say we're going to do a Facebook ad. And you come to this canvas, you can see there's tons of photo options, literally thousands of photos. You can search for whatever you want. If you're doing a cat thing, there's tons of cats in here, and some of them are paid. If you want to pay for something on a one-off, you can. They're usually $1. So I may spend an extra 20 bucks a year on getting a $1 photo here or there. There's elements. The elements are, there's grids that you can do, shapes, frames, stickers, charts, gradients, just all kinds of different things. If you type in cats, you can see here's all the different elements. So there's literally thousands and thousands of options there as well. You can do text. You can either create your own text or use a template again and just customize it to what you want to say. There's music, which is really cool. This is a new addition. There's videos, which is also a new addition. And so, you know, you can go ahead and all you do is just click on, you can expand it, and you can see it's very intuitive, very simple. And that's it. It's in there. You click on and there's your video, and you can put some text overlay on there. I mean, it's just so easy to use. There's different backgrounds that are for free. So you literally just click on it and it'll change the background. Let's get rid of the video. And so you can see the background changes to that. You can go here. You can do different patterns. Just so many different choices. And then of course you can upload anything that you want. You can see all my uploads I've done for different clients, for myself, and you upload anything you want from a file from your computer. And so that is the kind of overall bird's eye view of Canva. Now, before we do that, you need to know the dimensions. And so the easiest way to do that is YouTube has a free download. I'll put the link down in the description of where you can find this template. But you can see here, it's 2560 by 1440. So we're going to click on Create a Design and Custom Dimensions, and it's 2560 by 1440. And we click on Create Design. and it'll bring us back into that open canvas. Now, they do give some templates, and certainly you could go through and see if there's any ideas here. The only thing with these templates is that it doesn't go according to your, because in this case, we didn't pick something that was a prefabricated template. We just did a custom design. And so this isn't going to go into the right shape of the YouTube banner that you need for YouTube. So you can't use it in this case. But what we can do is we can go to our uploads, and I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And you bring up your template. And all you do is bring it up to the edges, and you can see you drag it up and the lines turn pink. And so you can do it down here as well. Now, the only thing I'll tell you, one little pro tip, is we're not going to make this cover the entire area because we don't really want to keep this as our background. And if we bring it all the way up, we will end up deleting it and not be able to use it as our template. So we're just going to bring on this one side just before it gets to the end and leave it there. And I'll show you why in just a second. I'm actually going to slide it down just a little bit out of the way here because we're going to go ahead and pick a picture. Now, I told you there's four key things that you have to make an effective YouTube channel banner. And number one is to pick a background that matches your branding and your message. And so if you're an entertainment channel doing off-the-wall comedy, you would probably want something, you know, more colorful animation kind of stuff. If you're more of a marketing coach or something like that, maybe a little cleaner and simpler and more professional looking. And we're going to kind of do a combination of both for this tutorial. And for this example, I'm going to pretend that I'm starting a desert traveling channel. I like to go around the world and travel the deserts and show people how exciting it is. And I do tours, and so people can pay to go on a tour through the desert. So I don't know how I came up with that, but I did. And so we're going to go into photos, and we're going to type in sun because I'm going to get a cool background with the sun shining. I'm going to make my own desert pattern. And so if we look, there's tons of different designs here, but I actually like this first one. And so we're going to click on it here, and we're going to make this our actual canvas. And so you can see I'm going to take this one all the way to the edge. And now this becomes our canvas, and that template is sitting in front. And so if we put the template back up here, like we had it, we line it up with the pink lines. There's a little thing up here in the top, a box that looks like a checkerboard, and you click on it and it changes to the transparency. So you can just use this and kind of lighten it up to see how it looks. But the reason why I move it out in the beginning is because I want to see how that picture looks without the template covering it. But now we'll put this back over. Now, number two is you want to have a really good picture, high quality resolution picture of yourself. Now, it could be something that is an action shot. It could be goofy. It could be in a frame of some sort. I mean, it could be any way, but you do want to have a picture of yourself. I mostly talk to entrepreneurs and businesses. And so regardless of what niche you're in, if you're building a business, people want to see who you are. And I'll give you a few examples here. I have some examples pulled up, and you can see my channel, for example. You see the face there. There's my Do Life Healthier channel. Nick Nimmin, who's a highly recognized influencer. You can see his face. Brian G. Johnson's doing an action shot. That matches his personality, right? And so that's a great example. Here's Sean Cannell, and again, you know, he's very professional. He does a lot of tech gear reviews. Here's an action shot of him at a live event, and this is his team. Marley Jack's more of a cinematic effect. And so you can see she's got her face and an action shot. And then Roberto Blake has got kind of 3/4 of his body. And then here is, this one's great because this is my friend Kellyanne. She has a company called Self Leadership Global. And so she's got herself on a bridge. And honestly, I don't know if she put this picture of herself into here or if this was a picture taken here, but this is a really cool idea as well. But she still has her close-up of her face. And so that's what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not going to use myself on this. I'm going to do a different example. and I'm going to pretend this is me, and I'm going to show you this is one of the effects that you can do in the pro version that you can't do for free. But don't worry if you can't isolate it from the background and you don't want to pay for Canva. There are other tools that you can use, different apps that do that for free. I won't get into that in this video for sake of time, but it is possible. If not, you know, you can still do something really cool where you put it in a frame and you just go to elements and you pick the frame that you want to use for your picture and put that on in there. So there are options again to do it for free, but I want to show you what you can do to isolate it. And literally you just click on the photo that you want to isolate, you click on effects, and you remove the background. Use the background remover tool, and you can see it's working here. There's a bunch of other effects you can do too. I haven't used them, to be honest. But I'm sure there's a lot of really cool stuff that some people could use based on your channel. And voila, there is the isolated picture. So we're going to move this and take it over to our template. And I'm going to go ahead and make the transparency of this a little bit less so we can see the borders, because we want to make sure and drag this into the border within the area that is the desktop minimum and mobile, because we want to make sure people can see it on mobile. There's 4 different areas. There's the whole thing, which is TV. The end of the bar in the middle is the desktop max, and then there's tablet, and then there's mobile. And so we want this to fit into the mobile as much of it as possible. If a little bit hangs over, that's okay. We just want to make sure it looks good for the mobile devices. And so there we go. Now I want to make this picture stand out a little bit better, and so I'll show you how to do that. And so I'm going to expand so we can see this more clearly. And if we go here to filter, there's a lot of presets. The Dare one usually is the one I like. So for sake of time, I'll click on that, and you can see the difference. If I reverse it, actually, let's stop and do it again. There we go. So you have to make sure you're clicked on the picture. And so you can see, look at the difference between that and that, right? Big difference. Okay, so let's go ahead and leave that there. You can go and customize those adjustments and however you want, but I like this preset. It works pretty good for me, so we're gonna leave that be. I'm gonna take this back down to 50% so we can see the whole thing. We can also flip horizontal, right? If you would rather it go this way, which actually I think will work better. We'll see how it goes with what I'm gonna build. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna leave this back this way because I'm building a little desert scene right here. And so I'll show you how to do that. And so this is gonna be better to have the shoulder straight here, but you can flip that horizontal. You can duplicate any pictures that you want as well. And so just a lot of great options. All right, number 3, the third thing you need is your message. And so going back to those examples, if we look at this, Kellyanne has digitally share your message, increase influence, impact, and income for coaches and course creators, and subscribe, new videos every week. So a lot going on here. Roberto Blake, again, he talks about when he is uploading. He talks about create something awesome. Marley Jackson. Now, you have to be careful because this is an example of somebody who's very successful off of YouTube, and she's using YouTube as an additional way to market her business. So she's recognized around the world already. So she doesn't really have much of a message here. You could do this, but if nobody knows you and you started from zero like I did, and you just put something catchy like getting jacks is cool, nobody really knows you and knows what that means though. So in the beginning, you'd want to put something there so people know what to expect from your channel. But this is still a really cool look. Think Media. Weekly tips and tools for building your influence online. Very clear message there. Some people have logos, some people don't. Think Media has their Think Media logo. Brian G. Johnson does not show his logo, but he's got a perfectly great message. Amplify your message. Nick Nimmin just has his name and his message there. I actually include my logo on this one and my message here. And then on my current channel, you can see I've got my logo is actually my message as well. So sometimes you can, and that was an accident, I didn't mean to do that, but you can do that where you create a logo that has your messaging all wrapped up into one. So it makes it very simple and very clear. So going back to here, we're going to go ahead and let's pretend we have a logo, and there's a little slider bar here. You can click on all the ones for free and all the ones for pro. And I think I liked this one right here as an example. So let's just pretend this is our logo. I'm going to put it right here. And then let's do our messaging. Our messaging is going to be in text. And I'll show you how to make some cool things with the messaging to make it pop. But for now, let's just type it in. So we're going to put Desert Traveler. Okay. And we can bring that up here to the top, and you can see you can just grab this and expand it. You can also expand it right here, but it's just super easy to do it from the corners. And as you drag and drop things, you can see that there's some pink lines that pop up. So right here is in the very center of the whole canvas. I'm going to bring it up just a little bit though and put it right here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pick the font that I want. So we're going to go ahead and pick a font. I like this font right here. I did a little research for sake of time without going through the process. And so I like that one. And so you can see it changes here. And I'm going to make this a color that matches my logo. And you can see there's some colors that automatically pop up here. But because the red has some different shading, it didn't really pick exactly what I liked. I want it more of a deep red. And so you can actually just customize the channel right here. I'm going to make it a little bit darker, just like that. So I think that looks great. And so now we can just hit duplicate. And because I want to put in a message, and we're going to put, all right, so we're going to put in weekly tips for the Desert Traveler. And we're going to make this a little bit smaller. And actually, since we're talking about Desert Traveler, I'm going to change my thing up here to Desert Tours, right? Because I want people to know I do tours as well. And so we're going to talk about weekly tips for the Desert Traveler. Now, I want to change this font color and make it more of a yellow. And so we'll go down here and make it yellow. And actually what I want to do is I'm going to show you how to do something really cool here and make those boxes that you see. We're going to leave this actually white. And we're going to make a box behind it yellow, so that way we get that blending in with the logo. So we're going to go to Elements, and we're going to go down to Shapes. And if you click on See All, you can see right here, I like the one with the curves on it. And so you just click on it. We'll bring this down to a smaller size. And you can see here when you bring it down, it shows some lines. You can see that dotted line that shows it's right in the middle of that text. And then we're going to go up here to Position and click on Back. And so we're going to put it behind the text. And then we just expand it out. Now, I don't want it to run into the face at all. So we're going to leave it that size and make the font a little bit smaller. And we're going to make the background just by clicking right up here. We're going to make the background yellow. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to make it more of that yellowish orange almost. And then we're going to take the Traveler, the weekly tips for Traveler, and make that a little bit smaller. Let's bring it up just a hair. I think that's good. And so we just need to center it a little bit. So we're going to center it. See how those lines pop up? And same thing with this. Boom. There we go. Weekly tips for the Desert Traveler. So we've got something that stands out a little bit. And again, if we take the transparency for our template and we look, it's looking pretty good. I think that weekly tips for the, and this is why you have to do that transparency, because I think that yellow doesn't pop out quite enough. And so we're going to make it a little bit brighter. So you just highlight this and let's click on that, or a little bit darker, I should say. And let's go ahead and change the font to more of, yeah, there we go. Perfect, right? So that stands out a little bit better. So let's go ahead and bring this transparency back up so we can stay within our template. All right. So now the next thing I want to do is I want to have a cool mantra, right? And so I'm going to put in discover your inner adventurer. I don't like adventurer. Let's do discover your inner adventure. That's fine. Just like that. Discover your inner adventure. And so that's what we like to say to people. And so we're going to bring that over here. You can't see it that well because it doesn't stand out. So we're going to go ahead and put another box. And so we can just duplicate this one, hit duplicate, bring it down. I'm going to put that here, but we're going to position it backwards, but we're going to make this one red. Actually, we're going to darken it up a little bit. Yep, I think that looks good. Let's clear this out. Beautiful. I think that's great. I mean, not perfect, but you get the idea. So I think that looks really good. And so now what I want to do though is show you how to use the elements to make a really cool scene. Yeah, so those are stacked on top of each other. I think it looks good. It matches. Actually, you know what? We can do a white one here. I think I like that better. Yeah, that's great. Matches the coat, matches that. Then we can darken this back up. Let's get this back to the darker orange. Oh yeah, perfect. I think that's great. All right, beautiful. So that's what we're going with. Now, I'm going to show you how to use the elements, and we're going to go in here and we're going to type in desert. All right, so I'm going to use this guy right here, and we're going to bring it into the canvas here, and we're going to have it down here at the bottom. We're going to create a little scene of a desert. All right, now you can see the colors up here. You can change this. I want to get a little more of that brighter yellow. Yep, so that looks good. And so we still have some good contrast on there. And then I want to have some cactus in there. So we're going to take this cactus. Let's make it a little more to scale. And then we're going to duplicate that cactus and do a couple of them. And so we'll add this one over here. We'll put this one here. Okay, now I want to add in, you've got to have a camel, right? For the desert. So let's add in this camel. I'm going to go ahead and flip him because I want him facing the other way. We'll make him a little bit smaller. And so we'll have a camel there. Now, I don't like that peach looking color. So I'm going to change that to a little bit darker brown. Like that. And then maybe his legs will be a little bit darker as well, just to kind of get some contrast. There we go. All right, so I'm going to do a Jeep, and because we're doing tours, right? And so we do our tours in a Jeep. So if we just type in Jeep here, and I'm going to go to free and pro, and you'll see here there's some cool pictures. I'm going to do this one going head on. And we bring this guy down here. So that way you can see, hey, this is what we're doing. All right, perfect. So I think this is good so far. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. What do you think of Canva? Is this something that you think you would use? Does it look simple? What do you think about my design? Give me any comments. Give me any feedback down in the comments below. So I think it's looking pretty good. We've got our picture, we've got our message, we've got a cool little scene, we've got our cool logo here. Now, so the fourth thing, the last thing that you want to do, and this is something that not a lot of people talk about, but you do see it in some applications, but I'm going to show you an example. So I'm going to show you an example of what I'm talking about for number 4, and it's with Roberta Blake, and it's right here. You can see how on the desktop he's driving people to what we call a lead magnet, right? This is something that's free that people are going to click on so that you can build your audience. And I do the same thing. My free YouTube beginner's guide. This beginner's guide is very valuable. I have a video that goes along with it to explain all the 20 different pro tips for how to start your YouTube channel right.
But anyway, so I'll show you how to build this. This is something that you want to add in. Now, again, it doesn't apply to everybody. And you can see these other examples don't do it. They have that, that thing over there, right? So Kellyanne has this, but she didn't do anything to draw people there. And so number 4 for me, I think it's important to have that if you are a business owner. That's what has helped me succeed on YouTube. And so I'm sharing with you the things that I do to make more money and more impact. And so we're going to create that real quick. And all we do is we're going to find an arrow, and we're going to take a basic arrow here. We're going to flip it around. Now let's get our template back because we want to make sure we get this right. So we know that based on the look of the little area here for the links, you want your arrow to be in the right place. So you got to get it kind of in the center, knowing that the links bar that YouTube has here is going to be in this spot. And so if we go back to our canvas, we're going to go ahead and take that arrow and put it in this area, right? So we know that the box is going to be right here. We're going to probably bring this down just a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and make this stand out. I'm going to make the arrow red. And then we're going to add our text. Now you saw Roberto has a cool graphic on there. If you have a cool graphic, you can do that. If not, you just put in your text. And we're going to have our free traveler's guide that we want to offer people. And so we bring that over here. And actually, I'm going to make it like this. Bring it up right here. And we're going to leave that black because we want it to stand out. Because if we take our template here, you can see it looks pretty good that way. All right. Now, if this isn't exactly, oh, we need to bring this down. If this isn't exactly right the first time, it's real easy when you load it up. You'll see how the arrow looks if it's, you know, over to the right or left, and you can just go back and move it how you want. But for sake of time, we're just going to leave that. And so we are looking good. I'm happy with this. I'm going to delete our template. And so we have our banner right here. I think it looks really cool. And so we're going to go ahead and just download it. Click download. And then I'll show you how to load it into your YouTube channel banner. All right, so now we're going to go into our channel, and I'm actually going to go to a test channel that isn't anything that has subscribers or anything. And so if we go here, you're going to go to your YouTube channel. And right here at the top, you can see this little camera icon. You just click on that. You go to where your downloads are, and you click on Desert Traveler and click Open. And there you go. You don't need to worry about changing anything and adjusting anything because you used a template. So you just click Select, and let's watch the magic happen. And voila. Right? And so your arrow in this case, maybe you only have 2 things. If you had a third thing, it'd be over a little bit. So it depends on how many links you're going to do here. If this was all I was going to do, I would go back and move this over to go right above here. But we're going to leave it for now just for sake of example. But you've got a really cool banner that stands out. If you're doing desert tours, I think this would be a perfect banner. Of course, you would have a logo that matches and your own picture, but you get the idea. So again, the 4 things that you want to do: have a great background that matches your branding. You want to have your face or an action shot of there. You want to have your message, which you can see in the middle right there. And then you want to have your content upgrade to generate more traffic and make money on YouTube. And so you do that by highlighting where your link is for that content upgrade.
As always, smash that thumbs up button if you like this video, and be sure to leave your feedback or questions down in the comments. I do check them every day and answer everyone so that we can connect and grow together. My passion is to help creators just like you learn from my mistakes and from the training that I've received from some of the top influencers on YouTube so that you can accelerate your channel. So let's connect, and remember, you're just one video away. I'll see you in the next video.